I've never driven a Sprinter. So another strange thing this thing is doing is when I have the key on, I'm not going to turn it over, but turn the key on and listen. And the front fan kicks on. Hear that? So that's strange to me. I know Florida Van Man says it could be the ECM, but that's usually on a no crank, no start. This thing cranks. Except I think I left the dome light on and the battery's dead now. So I'm charging that up. And I'm going to rerun the codes on it. Well, folks, here we are again, working on the old Sprinter. Last week I tried to replace this engine coolant sensor on the thermostat housing down here. It's so corroded, I couldn't get it out. So then I had to order a whole thermostat housing. So I'm in the process of installing that. Took off this air intake hose, pulled the radiator hose off the thermostat housing. I'm ready to dig into this. You can see I got a little problem here with this hose clamp nut, just corroded beyond recognition. So I've got to get that off. Anyhow, I did a quick leak off test again just because I couldn't remember if I had any fluid coming out of the injectors or not, and there's no fluid. So that is, according to Florida Van Man, that's a sign that it's not getting any fluid, any fuel. So I'll cross that bridge after I get this thermostat fixed, because I was getting a code for that engine coolant sensor. Apparently that can mess with the timing and everything on it. So hopefully that may be the main problem. Well, I've got the thermostat housing all loosened up. It's kind of a tight squeeze getting those bolts out of there for big finger dudes. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to take this oil cap off, or oil filter cap, or oil filter, because I can't get this through this space between this fuel line. So I got to bring it out the back here, but that filter's in the way, so it looks like I'm gonna have to take that off. All right, got the right filter wrench here. It's a 74 millimeter, 14 flutes. Let's see if I can get this cap loose. The other day I couldn't get it with that 3-prong oil wrench, but let's give this a go. Now that filter is, that cap is so tight, the wrench is slipping when I put pressure on it. So I'm gonna have to go get one of those strap wrenches. I can get some leverage on that thing, or I don't know. It's gonna be a tight fit though to get it in there. So I'm sitting here trying to figure this oil cap out, right? Filter cap. And then I did have another code on pressure control, fuel rail pressure control valve, which is a blind to get to, but it's back here. So I thought I would check and see, and the wiring on it, or make sure it was plugged in. And look what I found. Look at that little morsel. The wire's broke. So that's probably why the rail isn't getting any fuel. And I did the leak off test. So now I gotta figure out how to wire that back together. Hopefully I got enough wire there to do it. But I think I found the culprit is why it's not starting. I don't know what, maybe a mouse chewed that son of a gun. Well, I went and purchased a new wrench. Before I went, I sprayed some blaster on that and it worked. I came back, I probably could have turned that off with my hand. Just dropped 20 bucks on a new wrench, but oh well, I'll use that wrench. Well, there it is, folks. Think that sensor was corroded in there? Yeah. Anyway, got the new thermostat and housing all ready to go in. Cleaned up that surface there. And got to make sure you put a cover over that oil filter hole. You don't want to drop stuff in there. Yeah, I'm getting it installed, this thermostat housing, but as you can see, these bolts are tough to get to. I don't know if you can get a view of that, but it's behind that fuel line. Got that started. I got this one up on the top going. Now I got one more to do right down there. Good to have a magnetic tip driver. Helps. All right then, got all 3 bolts installed. A little nerve-wracking because I didn't want to drop it into any of them into the abyss, but got those installed and plug that in. First I'm going to torque those bolts down. I think they're 9 Nm is what they called for. So okay then, got that thermostat housing, everything back together, oil filter back in. I'm going to order a new radiator hose because this one's kind of trashed. I mean, might as well replace that while I'm working on it. And then I just pulled off the plug for the fuel sensor back there, and here it is. So I'm not sure what to do with that. If I can try to wire that back together, I might have to look that up and make sure it's okay to do that. It's going to be tight whatever I do. Well folks, I had to bring in the pros from Real O'Neill Trucks YouTube channel. He's doing a little soldering back together that oh, what's that called? Pressure valves wiring. Anyhow, you have to check out his channel. He's got some pretty sweet trucks on there he builds. Real O'Neill Trucks, that is. Check them out. Well, folks. What do we have here? We got a little old Sprinter van fired up. That wire, I believe, was the culprit, as well as that sensor and that thermostat. Purring like a kitten after fixing that little gem. Alright folks, thanks to the Florida Van Man for all of his help. If you haven't checked him out yet, he's the man to go to on these sprinters. Oh yeah, we got this baby rocking and rolling. First test drive, just down the street a little bit, folks. I've never driven a Sprinter. All the gauges seem to be looking good.